Hello, hello. This is Yuri with Moving Sales Professionals and Let's Talk Moving podcast. And with me today, I have Tonya Green, a longtime 20 plus year executive at Coleman. She has recently joined our team here at Moving Sales Professionals, and we are super, super, super excited about having her join us. And once again, Tonya, thank you very much for joining us again.
Thank you, Yuri. I'm excited to be back on the podcast, and I'm very happy to be a part of your team.
I appreciate that. So what we're going to be talking about a lot about today is social media, the things that we need to do in order to grow your moving business, things that we need to talk about, organic leads and things as such. So Tanya, what is your feel on the social media landscape right now, basically for the moving industry as far as that goes?
For the moving industry, there's so much that they could do, so many behind the scene videos. Videos are just so big. Short videos that show behind the scenes, them in like work in progress, them inside the customer's home, showing the quality of the work that they do, the care that they take of the customer's home, the rug runners, the door jams, everything, packing, loading the trucks, pad wrapping furniture. There's so many things that we do behind the scenes, even placing items in a storage vault in your warehouse. I mean, that would be any of those things would be great in engaging videos for the moving industry.
Yeah, I think it's very important because people need to be able to see things that are accurate. What's important is for you to be able to see things that are being done on the job, right? So I almost want to go, and I was talking about this earlier, but I always want to go to a point of having a body cam that you can put on your movers or your foreman or your packer or your stacker like the police would, right? Where you get to record that video and you can use it for shorts, you can use it for reels, you can use it for creating episodes for your own real TV show if that's what you want to do, right?
And now for a word from our sponsors. If you're a moving business owner, you may have already heard of Moversville, an email marketing service that helps moving companies increase, repeat, and referral business. But have you heard of Moversville Connect? Moversville Connect is an incredible resource for all things moving. They feature an array of vendors and services that cater specifically to the moving industry. You can find companies that provide moving software, moving sales services, marketing services, moving equipment providers, and much, much more. Visit moversville.com today to learn more.
But the point is that real people want to see real things. They want to see
Mhm.
how the moves go. They want to see how to do things. I talk a lot about a gentleman that's out here in Maryland. I can't remember his name to save my life, but he's basically a plumber, and he started with one truck and just doing how-to videos on YouTube. People were so interested in watching his stuff that they eventually came to a conclusion that it's better to hire a professional. So the man went from having one truck to having 20 trucks on the road doing plumbing. Right. So the same type of approach can be taken, of course, towards moving. We want people to watch. They want them to see how that this is complex because a lot of people that are doing their own self moves, they might be doing it for the first time ever. And being able to see everything that it entails in order to have a successful move may choose them to, lead them to choose a moving company versus doing a self move, despite the cost.
Yes, and you talking about the self moves or people maybe it's their first time doing a move, maybe it's their first time doing the move and they want to do all of their packing themselves. So you can go back to those videos. Videos that add value would be a video of the employee inside the home or wherever, just a tutorial on how to properly pack items. Let them see what our expectations are in the moving industry so that that customer is educated on how that they can properly pack that box to prevent damage. That's something that gives them value that's going to be, really engaging for your community that you're building online to watch.
Right. And of course, I'm sure you've seen this, Tanya, before, and I certainly have, where, you get to a delivery point and there's an open, and the box is being opened and it's a box that's packed by owner, and there's a stack of dishes in that box with no padding around it whatsoever. Needless to say, the dishes don't make it and they want compensation. So it's like you gotta show that type of stuff as well because that's reality of it. That's not how you do a successful move, and you have to make sure that the people you almost want to teach people what expectations they should have and what expectations that they shouldn't have. We talk about myth busting, right? We talk
Mhm.
about stuff that's out there that's being said about long distance industry and local industry when it comes to moving, right? So a lot of people don't understand everything, and well, unfortunately, there's plenty of people out there that take advantage of people, don't really know how this is supposed to work. And of course,
Mhm.
us talking about legit movers, talking about licensed companies, we want to make sure that they know the difference when they're talking to those people initially. If the person on the phone is being too vague with you about the price, well, you're probably going to see the same thing on a day of the move when it comes to you paying. It's probably that price is probably going to be not so vague when it comes to paying it, and a lot more than what you expected, right? So we all
Mhm.
have dealt with that type of competition, and we want to make sure that if we are competing with somebody, that it's legit and it's not somebody that's just trying to lowball to hit the customer with the number versus quality service.
Yeah, you think about as a consultant when you walk into a customer's home and the millions of questions that that customer is asking, and you're trying to explain and answer all of their questions so that you can educate them on how the moving industry really does work. Because a lot of people truly don't know, and that is the type of content, those things, those questions that what's the top 10 questions that customers ask and what are their answers? Those that would be any type of video like that where you could educate them. It's going to be a great video to put out for the moving industry.
Hi everyone, this is Jasdeep.
Hi, this is Herleen. We are the proud owners of the Calgary franchise of Let's Get Moving.
The main part of the business, which is sales, marketing, and advertising, he was gonna be the one controlling everything on the back end, and all we had to do was take care of the jobs that the sales team was booking for our location.
They'll give you a proper training. Then they have a nice franchisee team. You can call them, you can send them an email, or you can text them. They'll be there to help you.
You definitely need a really good team
Right.
in order for this business to succeed, and we were definitely blessed with amazing operation members, amazing movers, and pretty much even from day one, like we had an amazing team.
Visit letsgetmovingusa.com, changing the moving world one move at a time.
Absolutely. And then the other thing, of course, we're talking about organic leads that because I'm sure lead providers are going to fight me on this, but lead quality has been crap. Last couple of years, the quality really went through the floor. The amount of money that you're spending on leads, on these leads that you're used to, that you're competing with three, four, five companies, on top of the fact that you're competing, the quality is so bad that it's frankly to me it's not worth it. It's better to have less leads, better quality that pay off more because they're better quality and you're reaching more people than more leads of worse quality where frankly when it comes to your sales team, whether it's us or somebody else or you have your own in-house people, these people are going to get exhausted from calling leads that deliver nothing. You're going to
Mhm.
lose good salespeople over bad leads. Is it
Mhm.
worth it for you? You got to look at all the pros and cons because reality is those leads have not gotten better. They've gotten significantly worse. And
Mhm.
you got to look at reality of it, right? Because for some reason, there's still a portion of the moving industry owners out there that think that regular lead provider leads like your moving.coms and movers and 123 and the Billy, Equate Media, Quote Runner, et cetera, network leads. I can go on and on and on and on. We all know what those leads are. There isn't anything new out there, but those leads are never going to beat organic, and they're never going to beat people that are calling you. They may not talk to anybody else, right? Those type of leads are going to be better quality, and they're going to cost more. Absolutely.
Mhm.
And they should, right? But they're also going to deliver more because you're going to close that many more of them. So you gotta look at those things, right? And we talk about brokers a lot. Brokers, just so you guys understand, the reason that they have so many jobs out there is because brokers are spending over $100,000 a week on advertising alone. Think about how many landing pages that buys. Think about how many markets that could be in. That's a lot of money that most of us, whether it's smaller movers or us doing what we do, or even van lines are probably not spending that kind of money on leads because van lines, big companies, Allied, Coleman, Mayflower, they're relying on name recognition at this point because most of these companies have been in business anywhere from 20 to 100 some years, right? So they're well-known entities that everybody knows these names. It's a household name for anybody that's not even involved with the moving industry. They know those names. So because they do, these companies don't have to spend as much on advertising, right? But brokers do. And what happens if you're a company that's using a broker? Well, I'm sure you've seen that your profit share has dropped because it used to be that brokers charged you 20, they took 20% from your customer and that was their money. Then that number went up to 30. Then the number went up to 40. Now for some companies it's as much as 50. So that means that whatever job you're booking, 50% of it right off the top is not there to be had. So are you making profit by working with brokers? Ask yourself that. Not to mention, of course, all the issues that come along with broker jobs, which you guys all know what they are. I shouldn't have to tell you that. Now, the other big problem with that, of course, is that a lot of companies that work with brokers, they don't invest their time and their money into their own advertising, Google pages, and social media. So a lot of companies come to me and say, "Hey, Yuri, I want you to do some sales for me." And I go and I look this company up on Google and I find nothing. I find one review or two reviews on Google. How can you, in your right mind, I'm sorry, guys, but how can you expect to make a profit and book a lot of jobs if you're no one and nobody knows who you are and your potential customer can't find anything about you? With local jobs, the customer knows that they can follow a truck and call the cops if something goes wrong, right? With long distance, you're putting that customer's putting their entire life into your truck. They're not going to see their stuff for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, sometimes 6 months if they're going into storage. They need to be able to trust you. If they can't find anything about you, me just saying that you're good is not going to be enough.
Yeah. My household goods would never go on a truck for a company that didn't exist online. If I could not find a review, I'm sorry, then I don't know who you are, then you're not relevant. And that's part of what you're building your presence on social media is for, is to show that you are relevant, build your community. So you have to be there. You got to show up. You got to have the reviews.
Yeah, so that stuff is if you are working with a broker, there is a way, of course, but what you got to do every time you go there and do a pickup or do a delivery, if the customer is happy with you, have them leave a review for you and not just the broker. Let the broker worry about their reviews. Trust me, they're gonna get them. Because what they're going to do, the brokers, majority of them have a whole separate department that's going to call the past jobs and make sure that they get reviews from these people. They're not worried about you, they're worried about them, right? So you need to take it into your hands and you need to approach these customers, whether it's on delivery part or the pickup part, and say, "Hey, we just picked this stuff up for you. Can you leave us a review? You're helping us grow." Because one of these days we'd like to be able to for you to call us directly and us do this job for you directly versus you going through a different company to have us come and do the job. You need to make that your priority because otherwise, that one day when you decide not to work with brokers anymore and do your own jobs, you're gonna find it very difficult because I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll book jobs for whoever, whenever, whether you have reviews or you don't have reviews. But the amount of money you're going to spend on leads and advertising in order but for me to get you that first one on the board, it's going to cost you a lot more. And there's nothing that I'm going to be able to do about it because on every call, I'm going to be fighting the idea that you don't exist online.
Yeah, the customer reviews, that's another thing. The customer reviews, customer satisfaction, all of those things that they obtain online, they can also use that material to create reels and short videos to display to their audience what, their customer satisfaction and the feedback that they're getting from their customer base.
Absolutely. This is a very important thing. You need to grow your stuff and you need to do your stuff. You want to go out there and have videos of you guys doing the work, not just pictures. We're not living in the world of pictures anymore. You can have a
No.
picture of three guys, 10 guys standing in front of a truck, okay? Well, everybody these days, your regular consumers know you can find stock photos online too. Videos speak louder. Actions speak louder than just a picture. They used
They're
to
more.
say picture tells around the thousand words. Well, it doesn't quite go that far anymore. You
Mhm.
need to, videos are going to take you farther.
They're definitely going to take you further. Meet the team. Meet the team would be great videos for these companies to do. The moving companies,
Yeah,
meet the teams.
absolutely.
And, I mean, there's just so many different things that we could do in the industry to show up. Like you were saying earlier, it's a small niche, the moving industry is. So you got to show up. You got to be loud, right? You got to be there. Make your presence known because you don't exist if you don't.
Absolutely. But of course, guys, we can talk about this all we want. Our times are running short, and we want you to be interested in what we offer. So we'll have some links for Tonya's content so you can check that out. Of course, I'm going to say this again, guys. 60% of people that watch this podcast are not subscribers. Please subscribe. Help us out. Because right now, I'll be honest with you, we're not getting any money from YouTube or from any of these channels. We really aren't. We have a couple of people that promote on our podcast, which of course, if you're a somebody that wants to buy advertising space on the podcast, you can talk to us about it. But we do keep that limited because ultimately our goal is to deliver content to you and not sell advertising space. So please reach out to us. Please please subscribe, please check out Tonya's content. And like I always say, the world moves on its own. So let the professionals move yours for you. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll talk again soon.